Lesson number 21. Be, do, have instead of have, do, be. This simple shift, a flip of mindset, can help you achieve so many things in life. Traditionally, or in our society, people want to have certain things so that they can do a certain things in order to become what they want to become. But instead of that, if you just embody that persona, personality, and just be that person and do those things, eventually you will have what you want. So instead of having something so you can do something to become something, be that person and do those things, and you will have what you want to achieve in life. Lesson number 22, on to you.
All right, and that's a very simple one, which is we suffer more in imagination than reality. It's just a very simple, profound thing that we keep talking about, and it's very important because you need to understand this so that, however you want to lead life, you have this thing in your head that whatever you're thinking, it's probably not true, will probably never come to fruition, and it's a waste of time and energy.
That's beautiful, and just that sentence and that saying has been instrumental to so many areas of my life. So thank you for sharing on us. Okay, lesson number 23. It takes time. I don't know what's wrong with us, including me. When you see someone successful or doing someone great, and you see the tip of that iceberg, you see them in that flashlight. You haven't been through the 99, you haven't seen the 99% of the other times where they were suffering. It took them years and years of hard work, being alone, crying, going through so much to get to that 1%. And you see that 1%, you see them in their flashlight at the top of the mountain, and you think, oh, overnight success. Moksha, a really good friend of ours, talks about this as well. Bamboo growth, uh, everything substantial takes time. When you oftentimes look at other person who's achieved something and compare your journey to them, and you only see the tip of the iceberg, just remember you're only seeing 1%, and you're missing out on the 99%, all the hard times, the hard work they've put in to get there. So everything is on time, and it takes time to do something substantial, because it's not about what you achieve on the outside, but it's about how you transform yourself within to become a person who can achieve those things on the outside. So yeah, it takes time. That's lesson number 23.
Yes, sir. And adding another nugget from you, which is having that 1 second decision making ability. And that really, again, it takes time to develop. We've talked about that. You don't only have this physical muscles inside of you in your body. You also have those mental muscles that you need to constantly practice, flex, and train. And one of them being this 1 second decision. A lot of people also have different ones. Like what I have heard about 1 second from you. I've also heard about 3 seconds and 5 seconds. But the whole idea is that you don't let your brain talk you into not doing things, and you just quickly have that paradigm shift of making that 1 second decision that, all right, I'm going to go to the gym. All right, I'm going to eat this. All right, I'm not going to eat this. All right, I'm not going to go out. All right, I'm going to study. So just having that conversation to yourself, you might think of it like instructing your brain or dictating your brain, but having your 1, 3, or 5 second decision making muscle is very, very important.
100%. Just being more action oriented than thinking oriented, being on the front foot than being on the back foot. The more you think, the further away you go from taking action. So just act and see where you go. Either you'll succeed or you'll learn, which comes perfectly to point number 25, which is make mistakes. We're so afraid of making mistakes. We want to do everything so perfectly, but you don't learn there. I always have this sort of mindset that, oh, I'm doing something new, I'm doing it to do it wrong. I'm not doing it to do it right. I'm doing it to do it wrong. If you're just doing something to do it wrong instantly, there's no pressure, because the worst is what the expectation is. So any sort of good that you accomplish there is an added benefit, and it gets you motivated more. But if you're going in to do something new and do it perfectly, you'll be disappointed. So be kind to yourself and just allow yourself to make mistakes. Everybody does. You only see the mistakes they don't make. LeBron James, all of these big athletes, Steve Harvey, they talk about it. I have hundreds of ideas, but only five of them were hits. What do they talk about? The hits Steve Harvey had, right? Even LeBron James or Roger Federer talk about this as well. Out of all the winning points he had, only he only won 54% of the shots or serves, or whatever. Only 54%, and he lost 46% of him. The best player in the world, Roger Federer. So it's crazy how we want to do everything so perfectly, and when it doesn't go perfectly, we are so harsh on ourselves. Go out there and make mistakes, as many mistakes as you can. That's basically your experience.
And yeah, one of those mistakes will turn out to be your break, and then like you will be in the one in the flashlight, right? And again, this also ties in perfectly to point to the next point. I find
26. Lesson number
all right,
26.
26, right? And it's just about accepting yourself, self acceptance. This came from Sadia in one of our also early part of our podcast, but also recently from Avi as well. And it's just about breaking your chains. It's just about really 100% presenting yourself to the society, but most importantly to yourself as well. Oftentimes I've seen as well, I've done it as well. And like you can read it along the lines that when you know that a person is not being themselves, they're trying to be someone apart from them. And again, this is something that you also mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, which is just having your own voice. So once you truly accept yourself and you're like, all right, this is who I am, this is what I like, this is how I dress, this is how I talk, this is me, and it just really breaks away your chains. And then you truly, truly have that confidence, which is newfound, which is something you can't buy, you can't work towards. It's just something so internal, so raw, so primal, that can only come when you accept yourself truly.
That takes me to lesson number 27, which is fail more than you succeed. Success will never teach you as much as failure. People, that's every time you fail, you're collecting evidence, you're collecting experience, you're collecting data on yourself, on the, it's like trying out all the ways that that thing won't work to arrive to a point where it will, right? So if you just get success in the first time around, you won't learn to value it. The more times you fail, the more you learn to value the success, and the more experience you have to get there. So fail more than you succeed. That's lesson number 27. On to you for
All
lesson number
right, 28 comes from Mr. Daniel Ahmed. He also joined us for one of the podcasts, and he talked about having an edge. Doing anything in life, you need to have an edge. Smart work is the way to go. Hard work, anyone can do, right? But whatever you're doing in life, you need to be smart. You need to be able to create that edge. The edge only comes from the thing that we talked about, which is hard work, which is having that self confidence. Because when you have these things in your arsenal, edges automatically start working. What is an edge? An edge is just a leverage or an advantage point that you may have over your competition, and that only comes when you're able to attract and create that environment through hard work, through being yourself, through being genuine, and by just adding value to people's life.
100%. And it's, I think it's like just using your gift. Everybody has some level of ability that is way better than other people. So just finding that and recognizing that and using that, leveraging that to your advantage will give you that edge to sort of get to where you want to go. Okay, amazing. Lesson number 29, self belief is key. Doesn't matter how talented you are, what sort of resources you have, how much money you have, what kind of support you have. You put everything on one side and you put self belief on one side, that overpowers everything. Doesn't even matter how much action you take, no amount of action will override a belief. If you don't have that self belief, if you don't believe you will make it, no matter what you do in life, even if God came and put it in your lap, you won't accept it, right? Because you don't believe you deserve to be there, right? So seeing it here before it manifests itself in reality is the absolute key. Learn to see it here and see it intentionally every day. Eventually, you'll attract it in your reality as well. So, do something you actually like, really, really believe in. On to you for lesson number 30.
Yes, sir. So this one is very special because this one brought in our most watched views on our shorts, and it came from Mr. Hamad Motiwala, and this was that money cannot buy happiness. It's a very simple, age-old concept, but I think people really resonate with it because we always talk about, and Permeet, again, you've always talked about this to me as well, and I think even before starting the podcast, you asked when I used to make my own YouTube videos, you asked me, Anas, why are you doing this? And again, this comes back to the why. And you when I gave you my reason, and you told me that I'm very happy that you're not doing it for the monetary reason, right? And this is it, guys, because I think both what Parmeet and I have learned, and again, we've yet to taste success in terms of monetary benefits, but the thing is that monetary reasons for us are like the low hanging fruit, where we're trying to go, what we're trying to do, the dent that we want to make on this world in terms of the value. Money is like a money, fame, popularity, etc., will be like low hanging fruits. And again, might just as well tie this to the C goals. Having those unrealistic, those C type goals really bring those monetary things as low hanging fruits. And this is again what Hamad Motiwala said, that money cannot buy happiness, and that is true.
Yes. As they say, don't run after money. Like, don't chase success, chase excellence, chase enablement, empowerment. Success will just follow you, right? You don't achieve happiness by chasing happiness. You don't achieve comfort by chasing comfort. You don't achieve success by chasing success, right? Most things in life are counterintuitive, right? So, yeah, I guess do the opposite.